Let's move on to our third story. This one is less degen. Opensea's, the once disputed king of the NFT marketplace, has been fighting to stay relevant and is shifting markets. This week, they made their biggest move yet. They have been talking about their OpenSea 2.0, which is their updated platforms. But this time they're talking about a C token. And this is a bold attempt to reclaim lost ground. But with Blur dominating, and this is another platform that's kind of taken over their mantle place, they really wanted to try and do something a little bit different. We've all used OpenSea in the past, all three of us. Did either of you two try out the new platform in the last couple of weeks?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either. Trace, have you?
Yeah, I did. I gave it a go last week. To be honest, it looked completely different, but the system itself didn't seem to have changed very much. What's getting them in a little bit of trouble is talk about this new C token. They've made few people happy because they are giving their tokens back to the OGs that interacted in the platform back in 2021, 22. But they're asking people to interact now. And what that means is they want people on the new platform basically farming. And it's made a lot of people really unhappy, Craig, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. I think OpenSea was a best example of the previous administration being so anti-crypto. OpenSea dominated the space. They're American founded. They never wanted to launch a token because they were under extreme regulatory scrutiny. I think they got sued a couple of times. They came out of it. Obviously now new administration, but it's probably 3 years too late. But as you mentioned, Trace, yeah, now people are farming volume on OpenSea. And when I say farming, I mean people are just buying and selling.
Buying, selling rubbish. And that's probably what the new site's really geared toward.
It's bringing in liquidity to all of the old dead NFT collections, but it just means the whole NFT market has pretty much come down 20 to 25%. But it'd be really interesting to see how they reinvigorate old previous users. Like, me as a perfect example, used it a lot a few years ago, haven't used it since. How much will I get? How much they're going to give back to someone like me to try and re-engage me to their community?
I don't even know if I could find my wallet.
But that's why I jumped on to have a look at the new site. And all it was clearly about, farming. It was about jumping on there and doing as many swaps as possible, which I just didn't see
So
the point.
they're incentivizing new activity on the platform to get a token drop. So just to cast our minds back, OpenSea had the dominant market share. They never had a token, and then Blur came out with a token and took all their market share. Now that things have changed in the US with the Trump administration, they're wanting to catch up, but maybe it's too little, too late here on this one, Craig.
And we've seen it now with a few NFT projects that did really well in the last cycle. Pudgy, Azuki, Doodles, which we'll cover in the short sharps. They're all launching the tokens now. So it's going to be, and lately these tokens have just been down only. So let's see if they can change that situation.
Okay, well, look, that might be a good way to finish that off because it's something that I think's bringing the NFTs back, which is nice, but it's certainly heating things up. We'll see who jumps on the bandwagon next for those NFTs.
I will say though, the NFT craze was so much more fun than meme coins.
It was, yeah.
Don't you reckon? It was just better vibes.
Yeah, it was. And it was better marketing too because they did things the right way. They didn't just jump out there and all of a sudden they built community.
It felt like with NFTs, you could see it was getting ridiculous, but you could see the underlying technology that could happen, timestamps, ticketing, art. And you're like, this is like, and then someone did something really innovative. It got rewarded in the right way. Whereas now it just feels like Tickcoin, Fartcoin can just go to like $1 billion market cap because they had market makers pumping
I
it.
saw a really good tweet the other day of someone saying, if you're in 15 minutes, you're on time. If you're an hour, you're too late. And if it's 2 hours, you've held for too long type thing. It's madness. And you're right, with those, you've talked about Doodles, it was about building community and doing something unusual and the hype leading into it. We just don't see that anymore.
Yeah.